Hey, it's Laura Johns, founder and CEO of the Business Growers. This is the No Grow Scale podcast where we talk all things marketing for MSPs and IT companies. So today we're going to talk about something a little bit controversial because I am a marketing agency. A lot of times marketing agencies don't like to talk about why you might or might not need a marketing agency for your MSP, but I'm going to talk about it today. I used to be the CMO at an MSP, so I understand what it's like to manage 7, 8 different marketing agencies to make sure that we get the right results. It's actually a big part of the reason why I started the Business Growers, because I understood that there was a need for both strategic and execution support from a marketing standpoint in companies that are around 30 or so employees, or more. So we're going to talk today about when you might want to outsource, when you might want to bring in-house. This applies to business companies that are, growing, start with 10 employees, 11, 12, up to 30, and then on to 50. We're really going to talk about kind of some different benchmarks and when do I hire internally and when do I outsource. I think that it's a hot topic. I know a lot of people who do it a lot of different ways. And so I'm just going to talk through some ways that I've seen it done successfully and both unsuccessfully, and how we work with our clients at the Business Growers and what ways to bring them success. So first of all, I want to talk about in-house and what it might look like depending on your size. If you are less than 10 employees, then the likelihood of you having in-house marketing, you likely need it. But at that point, you're probably not bringing somebody that's fully dedicated to this. What you might have in that case is someone who is sales and marketing, who is helping with lead flow, who's helping support maybe administratively if the CEO is doing sales and catching some of those things that the CEO is not able to do administratively. But you also have them potentially field marketing. They're out and about. They're making contacts and connections. They're helping with any sponsorship paperwork, those types of things. If you're doing that at the 10 employees or so level, just having somebody administratively support makes sense. Now, at that level, what you do need to start thinking about is brand identity. From day one, when you start your business, you want to make sure that you have a brand identity that can carry you for decades. And that's one of the things that I feel like we miss a lot of times is we feel like we have a logo, a business card, and a handshake, and that's enough to get us to the next level. You really do need to make the investment in what we call a brand guideline. This is not a one pager with some colors and hex codes or Pantone colors. This is a true brand guide. What does our logo look like on a t-shirt? What colors can we put behind our logo and can we not put behind our logo? What colors complement our main brand colors, and what can we use in some circumstances when we need more than two colors for something or for a design. So those are the things that you do need to make an investment of, even at that 10 employees, 10 people level. I would say anything under, I would say $1 million annual recurring revenue, you need to start building your brand with those key foundational elements. And you always need a website and a Google business profile. So those are two things that if they're not something that you feel equipped to do or not able to do, that's something that you would outsource. So you could kind of look at outsourcing both your brand assets, your brand book, your brand guidelines. Make sure you have all the logo files in every file type. Just say it that way. I need all the logo files in every file type. There are things like EPS, of course, PNG, different things like that that you want to make sure you have access to before the agency is out the door and never talks to you again. So if you're looking at, just starting out, I'd say $1 million in annual recurring revenue or less, you definitely want to have built the foundation with a solid brand guideline set up, a really good website. That's going to be really the ticket into scaling and looking the part, which is really important. And then your Google business profile. I have a webinar that I've done recently specifically about SEO. If you aren't sure what a Google business profile is, I can link it in the show notes here. Want to make sure that you get that handled, because that's the number one kind of key to open the door for people finding you on Google. So those are things that you could ask a marketing consultant agency, a freelancer, somebody who does this. Make and when I say freelancer, I mean somebody who's equipped and skilled, not just a random doing random things. But get somebody to set those foundational brand elements with a really good brand book, a nice website that complements that brand book, and your Google business profile. Get those things set up so that you can start to grow. Now, there are lots of things that the Business Growers kind of helps with. We come alongside our clients in a lot of different ways. We really love to work with those clients that get to the 25 employees mark, and they have someone internally who's really the main point of contact. Because here's the thing. if you're the CEO, owner, founder of an MSP or IT company, you have no time for us. You have no time to spend your waking hours in marketing meetings. Now, I do understand that you care and that you have priorities, but if you have, at that 20 employee mark, maybe start to look at around the 15 employee mark. But as you start growing, you definitely want to have somebody internally who is focused on marketing, and probably sales and marketing and the one and the same. A lot of times they have a similar mindset. That doesn't mean this person has to be equipped in all things marketing. I do think they need to have a really good alignment with your vision as the owner. And they also need to have the ability to project manage well, because this is where at that, at that 20 employee mark, you're not going to bring a web developer in house. You're not going to bring an SEO expert in house. You're not bringing a social media manager in house. You do want this person to have the ability to take pictures in the field, to see what you're doing, and to put real human, touch to your social media efforts. 100%. Something this person could be doing in their job description. Maybe have an eye for design or some moderate graphic design skills. But you want this person primarily to be able to project manage, because what you're going to have to go do is find a company that has expertise in some of these areas, but can be in communication with this person so that you don't have to be in every detail. The biggest problem I see in relationships with agencies and MSPs or IT companies is that you've got the CEO or founder of the company involved in all the details, and that is not where they need to be spending their time. Not a good use of your hourly investment of your time that you could be spending in other places. So I'd say at that point, you do want to get that primary marketing coordinator, marketing director, marketing project manager that can really manage this relationship. But at that point, you do have to start scaling up with agency support. Now, you can certainly, again, I think this person needs to have that field ability, moderate vision for graphic design, like moderate ability to do that. Certainly in alignment with you strategically as the founder and owner. But really, they need to be able to make stuff happen. So they need to have a good backbone, be able to tell the agency, here's what we want, and watch that happen. Watch the agency bring that to fruition. So again, at that 10 employees or less mark, you really just need somebody who can be administrative to the point where they can execute on your vision and really is driving more of the sales function than marketing. But also you need that brand guidelines, you need the website, you need your Google business profiles. You move into 20 or so, 30 employees, 25 employees, you want to start looking for that person who can really coordinate, project manage all the things related to marketing that are moving. Because at this point, you do need to start looking into like true lead generation, whether it be ads, whether it be organic, on your website, getting that, that lead flow coming in on a consistent basis. You need somebody that's really got the chops, that can understand how to get, things happening with the agencies that you're working with. Or you might want to start bringing somebody who's got a little bit more, rev ops kind of mentality, that can really operationally understand the revenue side and then partner with that marketing coordinator. So you're kind of looking at this point, you've got a leader in the sales side. Of course, you've got a leader in the marketing side. They're working together, and then they're figuring out what holes they need to fill to build your team. A lot of times when I see someone coming in at this point internally, it's that, this is two different skill sets, but you can find it. It's that graphic designer / web developer who can come in and not like develop, explosive, amazing, powerful websites, but you've already built the website. You've got an agency or some help doing that. Now you need somebody to make tweaks so that you're just, making moderate changes to the website day in, day out. This person could do that. Graphic design, also a skill set that you'd like for them to have. So that moderate web and graphic designer. Of course, that marketing, coordinator, marketing director, if they had a writing skill, or this person has some sort of writing skill, that would be great, because again, you need somebody in the field, you need somebody writing content. But really, marketing coordinator at this point, bringing in somebody that's got maybe that combo of graphic design, web development, is great for 30 or so employees. I don't personally feel like at any point you need to bring in, until you get, way on up there in an employee number. I don't think at any point here in the near future, you need to bring in a full-time ads expert, a full-time SEO expert, a full-time social media manager. That is where agencies, and specifically agencies who get your business and understand your industry, can come right in and come alongside those people that you have internally, but you also have those people internally to drive the ship, to get your attention when you're out and about all day. You've got to have somebody local and right there so that you can communicate and make sure that you get the agency what they need to help you be successful. At the Business Growers, we have a web developer, a graphic designer, we've got your copywriter, we've got your ads expert, you've got your social media manager, SEO expert, and then we also wrap it all in kind of that strategic component where we have team members who are helping you develop your marketing strategy and helping you execute as well. So, like I said, I really don't feel like beyond a couple of key folks, you want to have that rev ops, you want to have that marketing coordinator. You probably want to end up bringing somebody in-house that has a web development or graphic design skill at some point if you're making frequent edits, and then let an expert in the industry really dig into those ads, really dig into that SEO, really, potentially, again, I said copywriter, I think in-house is probably better for you because you've got lots of different content needs internally. So having somebody who has a writing skill of those that you've already hired is great. And then just letting them help, they know your business, letting them give that understanding of your individual unique business needs to that marketing agency, and letting them together create some marketing magic and sales lead generation and sales magic for you. That's really where you want to be as you get to that 50 or so employees, is having a true team that works together day in, day out to make things happen for your business. So I hope this was helpful. I get a lot of questions about when to hire and who to hire when. So thought this might help. Hope it does. Thank you for joining us on the No Grow Scale podcast. We'll see you next time.